Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Natalie Wiebe, and I am a marketing manager at Marketo. Thank you for joining us today. Very excited to have you. We have a couple of great speakers lined up that have a lot of knowledge to share with you. Again, you're joining the Creating Customized Buyer Journeys with AI and Data. So very excited to kick this off. Today's speakers we have are Nepal Trotsky from Lattice Engines, Adrian Chang from Informatica, Israel Pagan Jr. from Ion Interactive, and lastly, Denise Chaisson from nFusz. So very excited to hear from these folks. They have some great information to share with us. First, though, just to kind of give you just a little bit of background, make sure that we're all starting off on the same spot. Let's talk about the customized buyer journey and really just, overall, big picture, what are the 4 steps in creating this strategy? So, of course, you're going to identify, collect data on your audience, figure out, what makes them unique, and then differentiate. Segment these users into those different groups so you know how you're going to go after them. Then once you have that information, you're going to utilize that data and be able to connect with either prospects or customers and speak to them through the methods that you know they are most likely to respond to. I mean, as we know, there's a plethora of options out there, and you're able to know in advance what resonates with them, and so you're not going out, using things that aren't necessarily where they're at. So, and of course, then you can get into the customization. And as we know, one of the huge benefits of that, personalization, is that you're really able to speed up the sales cycle. So, I mean, you're going into it eyes wide open, knowing so much about who you're talking to that, again, I mean, one of the many benefits is just being able to speed up that sales cycle. So then, and again, best practices, and again, our speakers will get into this in a much more in-depth level. What are those best practices? Obviously, you're going to want to test your content. I mean, that's just a given that we've been doing for a long, long time. I think everybody, is well aware of that. Sometimes we may, get a little lazy and not test it as much, but remember, it is pretty important. And now you've got all those great analytics. So be sure to take a look at those analytics, really monitor them, use that information to the best of your ability, and then go back and look at your strategy. So now, you probably started going down one path thinking this is how it's going to go. Now you've tested that content. You've got some analytics to look at. So now perhaps you need to, you should revisit your strategy and see, are we still on the right path? What changes do we need to make? And then lastly, don't be that person, or that campaign. I think we've all seen, just personalization at its best. There's some companies out there who are just doing great things with it, and we have a couple of folks who will show us the great things that they're doing. But really, though, there is that fine line of being creepy, and I think we've all experienced that where it's too much. And so we have to be able to, just be aware of that and not overstep any of those boundaries. Again, I think, I'm always admiring when a campaign is just, it's intuitive and it knows, what you're looking for. But, when you have folks who you feel like you're being stalked, that's when, all of that previous great work they were doing just kind of goes out the window. So that is all I'm going to say about that. And now for more in-depth information, let me hand it off to Nepal.
Thanks, Natalie. Hello, everyone. My name is Nepal Trotsky. I run marketing at Lattice Engines. We are the leading provider of a SaaS platform that enables marketers to run more targeted campaigns using AI and data. And so I want to just really briefly kind of touch on a couple of things before I turn it over to one of our customers to talk you through how they're using AI and data to do personalization, a lot of the stuff that Natalie was talking about. As B2B marketers, it's no surprise that we're all interested in understanding how we can leverage account-based marketing to drive better engagement and better results for our businesses using ABM and account-focused strategies. I tend to think of account-based marketing, ABM is to B2B marketing as what one-to-one marketing was to B2C marketers. which is it's a great strategy for you to be able to be where the buyer is, number one, to provide that buyer or prospect with the most relevant and the most insightful content, so that you can actually engage them and follow them along as they go through the buyer's journey to ultimately become your customer, to become an advocate for you, and then ultimately expand that relationship with you. So it's no surprise that everybody's interested in doing ABM. Now, one of the things that is kind of surprising, and this is based on a study that Forrester has done, also based on conversations that we've had with prospects and customers. Marketers, we have great expectations for ABM. Unfortunately, when it comes to ABM actually meeting those expectations, there's a lot left to be desired. And oftentimes that's because we're trying to, we may be successful when it comes to doing an ABM program for a small group of strategic accounts, but we struggle when it comes to scaling that beyond strategic accounts to, let's say, your entire target market, beyond just applying ABM to a single product line to your entire portfolio of products, beyond just applying targeted strategies for email only versus ad only channel to something that's more omni-channel, something that enables you to engage in a more targeted way across different channels in a more coordinated way. And so ultimately what this means is it results in a poor experience and a very fragmented experience from a buyer perspective. And this is ultimately what prevents us, as B2B marketers, from being able to take ABM, which works really well on a small scale, and actually apply that on a larger scale. Now, the root cause of this, really, it stems from something we're actually doing right? We invest in a lot of different channels and execution capabilities and platforms that enable us to engage with prospects across each of those different channels. The issue comes at play when you start looking at what are the targeting options, what are the segmentation capabilities that each of these different silos of execution actually provides. So if you're targeting your prospect base through email marketing, you're leveraging primarily your lead and contact data. Maybe you have some account data that's synced in from Salesforce, but that's kind of it, right? When it comes to doing your display ads, being able to, do targeting really relies on your knowledge of cookies, device IDs. Maybe there's some firmographic data that your agency or the display platform might provide, so that you can do that targeting. And so ultimately, the idea here is what's missing for marketers is kind of this common layer that ultimately gives you a single place that as a marketer you can go to in order to get kind of a 360-degree view of your prospect across all the different channels with which they're engaging with you. And then ultimately to be able to use that knowledge and then use that insight in order to actually create segments that you can run targeted campaigns against. And so that's ultimately what we've invested in from a product standpoint here at Lattice. We've developed a platform that ultimately enables you to take everything that you know about your prospects and have in your marketing automation systems, your Salesforce, your CRM systems, data you're collecting in terms of your anonymous website visits, in Google Analytics or whatnot, information you might have in your transactional systems, as well as any other sort of third-party data that you may be bringing to bear through contracts with third-party providers, or Lattice can provide here as well. But the idea is we kind of mash all this stuff, all this data together, bring it into a single place, and then make it available to marketers via a drag-and-drop UI so that they can create segments. They can use AI to prioritize which segments to target, what are the best segments to put buyers into, right? And then ultimately publish those segments and that logic over into the Marketos of the world, into the Salesforces of the world, and so on and so forth, so you can run targeted campaigns against those segments. And so with that, what I want to do is I want to turn it over to Adrian Chang from Informatica, who'll actually walk you through Informatica's own buyer's journey and talk to you about how they're leveraging AI and data to really drive each and every one of their prospects to a very custom and customized bespoke experience. Adrian?
Thanks, nFusz. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Adrian Chang, and it's really an exciting time to be at Informatica and to lead our efforts around buyer's journey. We listen to our customers and develop the journeys that you see on the screen. These are the journeys that are the highest priority investment areas for our customers. Our customers are thinking about how to manage their data in the hybrid cloud, how to make sure that their data is governed, how to deliver better analytics to inspire new innovations within their organizations, and then also how to get their arms around their customers. So for us as a platform and service provider, not only are we helping our customers along these journeys, but we're also on the same journeys. And our path to create the customized buyer journeys and with AI and data really began with a shift in our culture and mindset around the customer. From a marketing perspective, we want to understand the customer at every phase. And the more that we understand the people and their challenges, the more relevant that we can be, and the more we can help them unleash what we call their next intelligent disruption. So given our desire to understand their challenges, it was clear that we no longer could look at the traditional framework for demand gen in the same way that it always has. And so with our aspiration to deliver that richer customer experience across all touch points, the old view of demand gen to close business for us is dead. So if the old view, which is still widely in use, is dead, what do we have to do to drive pipeline and growth of our business? For us, it starts with the data. It's all about the data on our customers, our partners, and every aspect of their journey, from interactions with us, our competitors, to knowledge and experience of our category, and down to even the role in their buying center and what nFusz talked about from an ABM perspective. Consumer businesses have been doing this for years, being really data-driven, thinking about triggers, and persona-influenced marketing strategies. All of these combine together, and it accelerates what we call an intelligent version of demand generation. But it is not just about demand. We look at it in three dimensions. So there's demand in brand, demand in digital, and demand in advocacy. A strong brand can help create momentum, sales velocity, and support renewals, or the key customer health metrics for your business. Driving demand differently means that we're looking at our customers, the journey that they're on, and harness the true power of digital. And so we firmly believe, and have seen it and proved it, that the journey that our buyers go on is a wider net that we can cast outside of just of our website. So I'm part of our digital team, and our job is really to deliver personalized engagements and experiences. We have to challenge ourselves to be smarter about how to do this, and this is our outward message, and we have internalized it. The industry for B2B says that it takes about 10 touches and 14 pieces of downloaded content to convert a prospect to a customer. And so given the complexities around B2B marketing, it completely changes the way in which we have to do business. We have to push ourselves to know what our customer needs and raise our message above the noise to create a true two-way dialogue that's helpful and helps our customer along their buying process. So again, we are on the same journeys as our customers, and our journeys include the cloud hybrid that I mentioned earlier. We use our integration platform as a service solution to integrate and share data across many of our different applications, including Salesforce, Marketo, and PeopleSoft. We're also on a data governance journey. And so this is key for us to make sure that we only use the trusted data, and we protect our customers' personal data, We also use our data quality, our master data management solutions, and our data security solutions. We also care about the analytics. So the analytics journey for us helps us deliver actionable insights across our business. It allows us to bring our marketers and our sales teams closer to the insights of how our customers are engaging with us through digital. We have a data lake that runs on Azure, and we use our own data lake management solution paired with partner capabilities to do the analytics necessary to understand what's relevant to our customers. And finally, our 360 engagement journey aims to create more relevant experiences for our customers across all of our channels. We take the trusted data, the insights from these prior processes, and this is what helps us to be customer-centric. When we have a more holistic view of our customers and what they care about, we can deliver against our objectives and more relevant engagements. So now I want to go into the buyer's journey at Informatica. So I was inspired by PathFactory's perspective on this, and we share a very similar perspective on the reason why buyer's journey and execution for B2B is tough. If you think about B2C, it's very simple. You want something, you can buy it. The availability of the platform is there, and you often can target it with great degree of sophistication at the individual level. B2B is complex. You have a buying team. You have an account. This is why people are now, account-based marketing is emerging. And their digital fingerprints and where they live and collect information is all very different. Typically, B2B marketing ignores this complexity and assumes a linear conversation and delivers it from a single point of view. So the challenge that the organization has taken on is to think about our content delivery and the kind of conversation we want to have with our customers. So really moving from a reactive state of delivery to a proactive and intelligent conversation. Now I want to show you how we're delivering that across some key channels. As part of our buyer's journey, we deliver personalized web content and experiences based on strategic goals and data science to predict relevancy. We deliver recommendations that are based on attributes at both the individual level and at the account level for the next best action. This is supported by Demandbase and its handshake with Adobe Experience Manager. We also provide helpful recommendations and rotate promotions on the web that are personalized based on AI and predictive models developed in Lattice, and they're also tied to the journeys that we developed. They'll also include their history with us and the info that we typically would store in a business card. From a paid perspective, we used to cast a wide net with trying to engage prospective customers and recently decided to shift towards using AI and data to spark a new conversation with customers. With Magic, we were able to deliver the gated or ungated version of the assets to the individual based on our relationship with them. Doesn't matter if they were known or unknown. We were able to execute, have the results come back into Marketo and our other systems for automated follow-up. So we've disrupted our web and paid experiences to ensure we were better customized and delivering on the journey that they're on and incorporating our vision of buyer's journey in those channels. Again, we want to get to one-to-one and create really connected digital experiences that lead to advocacy. It was very clear for us that the next channel that had to be disrupted for us was our delivery of emails and helping to bring our customers closer to the things that they cared about. This is a representation of our current process. So we assumed that the primary place where the conversation was happening about the buying process was happening online and with our offers on the website. And so we positioned ourselves to have marketing automation be the central brain and source of our customer profile for email. However, it did not keep pace with our customers' changing expectations, the peak of their interest, and the experiences we were delivering on the website. So our response was to come up with a strategy to figure out how do we develop a mindset where we can deliver the next best offer at the individual level, and then also think about it for our always-on campaigns that are tied to the journeys. Our Center of Excellence team in digital also had to ensure that we looked at our journey and disrupt paid and web and bring those same dimensions to email. And so for any new projects or initiatives that we now look at, we look at our ability to use the fit, are they the right person, the stage, what's the level of relationship that they have to Informatica, what's their intent, and do we have signals around search? Are they ready to engage in a conversation? And now I'm delighted to show you what buyer's journey looks like in action at Informatica. We now have the ability to unify the data and create a robust profile that helps us determine how to deliver the next best offer for an individual with intent data, with how they engage on our website, and also what we know about them. With AI and models in Lattice, we monitor past behaviors that also help us guide a customer down the path of the journey that we offer. Our data lake helps us segment further based on their relationship with us. Are they a new customer? Where are they in their level of adoption of our products? Are they late in our sales process and maybe merit an introduction to customer success? We now have a rich ability to be very customized and focused on our customer and what they need and deliver it at the peak of their interest. With unified data and the ability to segment, we now have the ability to follow the customer and engage across their preferred channel. I talked about our disruption on our website and paid media. Full disclosure, this process, our disruption of email, is very new for us. And we're excited that we've begun experimenting with an orchestration tool called Kitewheel. Kitewheel for us is going to sit in the middle of our applications and listen for signals that happen across our channels and send signals via the API to Marketo to either send a smart campaign that's tied to the demand-based recommendations, and then follow up with adding them to the specific Marketo nurture flow to help them along their journey. We were recently recognized by our CMO for continuing to innovate and find new ways to transform how we communicate with our customers. We're proud to be among those B2B marketing organizations who has brought AI and data-driven targeting to our emails that we send in Marketo, and also supported by Informatica's technology. This is a first for us and a first of many, and we're quickly iterating on our approach and using our systems and processes to figure out how best can we continue to support our customers. And so the last thing that I'll leave you on is our results so far. We believe in the disruptive power of data at Informatica, and some of the results that we have seen have set us up to continue to innovate across all channels with marketing. And so with the use of AI and intent, we're able to double our conversion with less than half the cost to deliver an informed future advocate to our sales team. We're continuing to iterate and experiment with multiple channels, and I look forward to sharing more about our progress in the future. Nipul, it's great to be able to talk about the value that we are seeing from Lattice, and always, I appreciate our partnership. Marketo, thank you so much for allowing me to share our Informatica story thus far. And with that, Izzy, it is my pleasure to pass it on to you.
Thank you, Adrian. I appreciate that. My name is Israel Pagan Jr. I'm the Senior Marketing Manager at Scribble Live. Scribble Live is the parent company of Ion Interactive, an interactive content platform. So I'm excited to share how interactive content enhances your personalization approaches. First, let's start with what is interactive content. Simply put, interactive content is content created with the intent of capturing user attention by encouraging them to take an action. Actions can be as simple as clicking to reveal and learn more about a topic, or as advanced as answering a series of questions to calculate a score or another outcome. Next question, how do you use how do you use that to enhance personalization? Well, collected data is interwoven into interactive content, informing where in the customer lifecycle your lead is. Couple this with the personalization rules in Marketo, and your team knows the who, where, and what to target. As you can see here, companies like FedEx, Purchasing Power, and Dell are seeing extraordinary results using content and the insight it provides to their prospects. Here's a quick tip. Using ION's engagement data to evaluate user preferences, intent, and inform personalization via the integration with Marketo by applying customer insight to your marketing automation. Any static content you produce can be converted into interactive content for personalized experience. Here's a few types of content that you can create with ION. Interactive infographics, interactive white papers, interactive ebooks, quizzes and assessments, solution finders, and interactive calculators. Customize your content to dynamically change where people go and what they see based on where they actually are, what they've done, and what they've expressed interest in. This provides rich, high-value insight to your team and engages your buyer with a personalized experience. In January of 2018, this year, ION sponsored a study with Demand Metric on content impact on the buyer's journey. 96% of surveyed marketers believe that content interactively affects buyers' decisions. It also showed when compared to passive content, interactive content is more likely to be effective at educating a buyer and differentiating from competitors, and more likely to be shared frequently. That's really important. Interactive content creates personalized experiences for users by putting them in the driver's seat. Prospects are able to personalize their content by selecting what is relevant or engaging with elements they find interesting. With interactive content, data points and tracking are built in, making the content displayed more personalized and more valuable to your user. With interactive content data points, we can see exactly where interest was captured and tailor further efforts to accommodate those interests. Here's another tip. Watch how your audience engages with the content. Gaining that additional insight gives visibility into how to follow up best, whether it's with another piece of content down the funnel, a drip campaign, or just a sales conversation. The user's experience results in better content being provided, which improves customer relationships and a lasting brand impact. Show your sales team the user's actual input for the experience so they understand the unique parameters and buying situation. These insights help sales have better conversions and to close more deals. Another tip here. Use engagement points built into your interactive content pieces to see exactly where a user clicked, spent time reading copy, or engaged with multiple points. Use this better understanding of your content platform to guide the content development planning stages. Now we're going to take a look at an example. Here's the example of a solution finder purchasing power made on the ION platform to help customers determine the warranty product that best fits their individual needs. Solution finders are used to help buyers to visualize what life would look like with their solution. This tool is perfect to help your buyer get a transparent look into the solution they've chosen, arming them with detailed pieces of content they can share immediately to break down objections or to illustrate the value to stakeholders. Questions appear simple, though each input gives deeper insight into the buyer's motivation to purchase. In the end, they're presented with a suggestion, solution, and voila, a direct link to purchase that solution from Purchasing Power site. Here's a tip. Built-in data points track views generated, engagement, drop-off points, and advanced metrics like lead quality and qualifications. One of the most important interactive experiences, the assessment, creates an opportunity for your prospect to evaluate the skills and the opportunities and the knowledge for various things like readiness in a particular area. It's effective as a lead generating with insight to help you better target, market, and message your prospects. The results page can be inherently personalized based on the selection they've made in the experience. A score, a grade, a set of rules, wrong or right, with insight, people gobble that personalized nature of those outcomes. They really like that. They like to see those things. The end results of the assessments, where it shows them where they are now. And if they can improve, if they can make something better, that is what makes that personalization experience so unique. Here's another tip. Assessments, report cards, and conversion paths are experiences that yield valuable segmentation data. Very, very important. So I hope this gave you some insight into what Ion Interactive Platform can do and how interactive content works best in the realm of personalization. I appreciate you guys, Marketo, for inviting us and having us on here, and thank you so much. And with that, I'll pass it on to Denise.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate going after because you kind of got everyone already knowing and excited about interactive content, and that kind of is a great segue for me to go into personalized interactive videos. So thank you, Marketo, for having us. We're excited to be Accelerate partners and to be working with you. I am actually the VP of Enterprise Sales here at nFusz and work pretty closely with the Marketo team, so it's been a great experience. I will go ahead and jump in here. So let's go ahead and first talk about the power of interactive video, and we'll start with why video. So video is so important because it's going to grab viewers' attention, it's going to evoke emotion, provide clarity, and create value. The other big point is that viewers actually retain 95% of content displayed through video, and versus only 10% of written text. People aren't reading emails like they used to. They're not even taking the time to do so, but they will watch video. And, you know, some facts on video alone, over 8 billion videos are watched every day on Facebook. 1/3 of the time people spend online is dedicated to watching video. 80% of all web traffic will be video by 2019. And now we're going to jump into some interactive facts here. So interactive video is actually 6 times more effective than regular video. And I think this makes sense. As mobile video grows by 100% each year, it becomes more important that you stand out. People are there's such an influx of video and seeing video, and it's on their timelines, it's everywhere. And allowing people to take the time to interact and their experience to be customized is really where you're going to start seeing results. And you're also able to drill down on the analytics. So again, interactive video is 6 times more effective than standard video in regards to driving viewership engagement and overall content retention. People are going to remember more if they were able to click and interact with that content. So let's talk about what that can look like. So you can have a lot of different types of interactive video. You can have where it's a decision tree video guiding the viewer through the buying process, and you can follow them through their journey. So similar to the Choose Your Own Adventure books as a child, you're able to recreate that with interactive video and allow them to go down their own pathway. Video or interactive tutorial to a specific product or service. So, you know, you can go to Home Depot now and you buy a drill. You're no longer just getting a book of instructions. They're actually sending you a link to a video. And within those videos, you can make them interactive. So you can see specific things you want to see more and skip parts that maybe you already understand. It's also a great introduction to prospective clients. So they get to see you. They get to know who they're working with. They get to feel comfortable about the idea of working with you and are more likely to, you know, engage and book an appointment with you. Same thing with your follow-up. So following up with a client allows a real personal touch to be able to reach back out with an interactive video thanking them and maybe a follow-up document. So if you mentioned you would send over a sales deck, you can do that in the video. If you want to leave your phone number so they can call you, you can also do that in video and then kind of see what they interacted with. It's a great way to check in with current customers. So same thing. What's better than sending someone a personalized gift card at the holidays that they can download right from a video directly from you so they know they were thought of. And again, it's a great way for customer support so they can reach out directly through the video. Some misconceptions or things we have to kind of get past is maybe it would take too long to produce, too expensive, not a videographer. These are things that we want to make sure we dispel right away. You can use existing video, leverage video you've already created and make it interactive. You can use our webcam record feature, so no videographer necessary. And our price point is, very expensive. Very inexpensive. Sorry about that. Very inexpensive. So, we're a great solution there as well. Moving forward, we weren't actually able to show a video, so I have some screenshots of our video here about how this would work. So this is actually leveraging our screen record process. So you're able to perform a quick screen record through the Notify CRM platform, and as soon as you're done recording, you're going to be able to add your pieces of interactivity. Now, you could do this from your computer, or you could actually do this from your phone as well, and you can add different calls to action and interactive elements, such as schedule a meeting, send them to a specific URL or website. They can call you directly using our phone feature from the video, or they can send an email. And all of those pieces of interactivity are actually being synced as well. We'll move on to the next steps here. So after you've done recording your video and you've saved it, you're able to use our platform to go ahead and make it an email. So you can send it right through the platform. And when the recipient views and interacts with the content on either mobile or desktop, they're able to do all pieces of interactivities from scheduling an appointment, calling you, sending you a text, or even emailing you right through that video. And here's where the real power comes in, is going to be your analytics behind the interactive video. You're going to capture data specific to the lead. Who clicked on what? How long did they watch? What did the overall engagement look like? Then you can get more specific on a specific video. How many conversions are you getting from this video? A conversion could be a purchase. It could be setting an appointment, whatever you determine that to be. And you can use pixel tracking to figure out exactly, how they interacted with everything. You're going to get a breakdown based off of impressions, clicks, and then a percentage. So you can really see how well your message is being responded to. And then you can let our system do the work for you. So we're introducing behavioral AI. So this is going to allow you recommendations as to what your next engagement should look like and when it should take place. It's going to eliminate any guesswork, and it's going to be based off of trends and based off of your client profiles. So it's not just generalities. It's going to be, specific to your audience to help you make those decisions and determinations. Next slide. So why this is so important with your client. It's a great, unique opportunity to connect or follow up with a client in a new and unique way. It allows you to be cutting edge in your industry and stand apart. And while it may not be mainstream yet, there's likely that the majority of video will be interactive by 2020. And there's another piece. Individuals who engage with interactive content are more likely to re-engage with content going forward. So studies have shown that after they've received one piece of interactive content and have engaged, the subsequent engagement gets higher and higher with each piece of interactive video content that's sent after that. For the client side, they feel an additional level of connection. They feel like you went out of your way to create something special or personal. It's probably about as close as you can get to an in-person meeting without having done so. And the viewer is able to recall with clarity video content they viewed 30 days later. So all of this to kind of recap that interactive video is a great way to personalize your message to future clients, prospects, current clients, to follow up, to reach out, and to stand out from the crowd. And also be able to analyze that and use the AI to make sure that you're making the best impressions. So, thank you very much. I think that kind of wraps up mine. I guess I'll turn it back over to you, Natalie. I won't do your job here. Questions.
Excellent. Thank you, Denise. Wow, everybody, that was some great, great information. Thank you very much. And let's see, we have questions coming in fast and furious here. Denise, I think what you were talking about really resonated with some folks. I'm seeing questions asking about what kind of results can you expect when using interactive video?
Yeah, that's a great question. It certainly depends on the market that you're in, but we have clients that have had up to like a 344% uptick on website traffic and scheduling appointments. We have other clients that have had 600% conversion increase, and we do have case studies to support any of these. So always happy to share that, and you can find that on our website as well.
Excellent. And then just one more question. How quickly can folks get started?
Immediately. So from ready to go, we can have them up and running same day within an hour, and we'll do all the onboarding, training, and then you'll have a dedicated account rep as well that will be there to guide you and ask questions. We do, bi-monthly meetings and can often do more if necessary as well.
Excellent. All right. Thank you. Thanks. So, yeah, I'm watching these questions coming in, and I'm kind of seeing a trend here. Israel, I have somebody asking how long on average does it take to build an interactive asset?
Oh, wow. With ION's templates and CCS level control, you can convert pretty much any static asset into an interactive asset in about an hour without any help from development. So it's very quick.
Excellent, yeah. And then is it possible to test that personalized content?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You can optimize your personalization with built-in ABM testing. It requires just a few clicks. No code is needed at all, so it's super easy.
Excellent. All right. Good deal. Okay, let me see here. I'm just trying to sort through all of these. Let's see. Mr. Chang, let's see. What is next for Informatica in terms of the buyer's journey roadmap?
Great question. And so we're going to continue to focus on evolving how we deliver the next best offer at the individual level. And so we're going to do some more testing and optimization. We're going to think about it in terms of our customers and how do we deliver a superior onboarding experience. So there's a lot there that we have planned. I also know that, from an ABM perspective, we have a global vision of it and how to deliver it at scale. And so I would say those are the areas that are next for us, and continuing to refine the models that we've also built in partnership with Lattice. Okay.
Okay, great. And one thing too, a lot of times, we get this great information on these webinars, but it can be just a little overwhelming. You have a great story here. If a company wants to get started, how could they follow your lead? What would be next steps?
Oh, another great question. I think you have to start within your own organization and get some executive sponsorship and say, what are we trying to accomplish for our business and for our customers? And so have the goal conversation. I think the next item is, we took a very data-driven approach, and I think you have to do some discovery on your data. And do you understand where your data lives? Do you also have the right data to achieve your goal? We are more than happy to help you with that. But for us, it was very much around the goal, and then partnering with, you may have a chief data officer, you may have a CIO. Our CMO and CIO have a very strong relationship and have blogged about it and produced quite a bit of content about their partnership to support the business. So I'd say it's goal, it's then data, and then be iterative. Run pilots, run proof of concepts. We are so fortunate to have had the partnership that we've had with Lattice to go on this journey with us, and we're starting to see results, and we're also starting to see it, great incremental lift in our pipeline.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Let me see here. We still have several more questions, but I think we have time for just one more. Let's see. How do we scale to create the content needed for all the different ABM segments? I think maybe Nepal, that would be for you, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a crack at that. Adrian, based on your experience, would love your thoughts here as well. But in our experience, and even for us at Lattice, we're in ABM. We ourselves have a target account list of about 4,000 target accounts. and we've got a really small marketing team that supports that. From a scale standpoint, kind of some of the best practices that we've seen. First and foremost, you probably have all the content that you need as a starting point. It's just a matter of taking bits of content and kind of refactoring it, if you will, tweaking some of the subject lines, in your emails and whatnot. Just as a start, you can do kind of little tactical, tweaks and refactoring of your existing content to be able to, kind of drive to something that's a little more personalized than what you likely have today in terms of driving better engagement. So that's number one. Number two, in places where marketing doesn't necessarily have the content that they need, what I've found generally, some of our prospects have found, is the sales team typically will have a lot of content built out. So one prospect that I was working with, they were running, kind of a competitive takeout campaign. Now, marketing, this was the first time that marketing was actually, kind of working with sales on addressing this particular segment and engaging this particular segment. And so they didn't really have a lot of content aside from a battle sheet that a product marketer had created for them. And so what the marketers did was they, worked with sales. Again, this was a competitive takeout campaign. Sales is often on the phone, in sales meetings, where they're competitively positioning their own brand against this specific competitor. And they had, lo and behold, some content that was built out that, marketing was able to really easily repurpose and refashion into a few emails and an infographic that they were able to do to kind of just execute. Speaking as a marketer, I know the content challenge when it comes to ABM, especially if you want to do ABM on a larger scale, tends to be daunting. But I found that taking kind of the baby steps approach and beg, borrow, and steal as much of your existing content, not just within marketing, but outside of marketing as well, that you can use to repurpose and tweak, goes a long way towards being a lot more relevant and a lot more engaging with your existing messaging.
Yeah, Nipul, I think to add to that, I'm fortunate to work with the winners of the Customer Engagement Award from SiriusDecisions here at Informatica. And I would say you hit the nail on the sources of content and where to look. And so we use our advocates, not just our customer advocates, but we also have employees who we encourage to create experiences in working with our customers and then use that as a source of content to tell our story. So we tell our customer stories, and then we have pockets of groups within the organization who participate in social, and then we also produce content from within our customer success org as well as our services org. The folks who are most intimate with customers and helping them solve the problems, we amplify those folks, and it helps us address our content challenge. We're no different than anybody else, but being able to amplify and tell a customer story and give a different point of view across Informatica has been advantageous for us. And I think the same thing goes from our partners as well.
Excellent. Thank you. Wow. So again, guys, I want to say a big thank you to our presenters for all of the excellent, actionable information that we got from this webinar. I want to say thank you to all of our participants, and look forward to hearing from anybody. If you have any additional questions, reach out and we'll follow up. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.